The first group mentioned in this month's Padlet is Armchair Travellers. And Mark, their group leader, has this to say about his group. He's taken over the Armchair Travellers online group, but on a temporary basis because Chris Winner has had to take a break for health reasons. But we presently have 36 members, he says, and have plenty of space for extra members. Valerie Fillingham gave a first talk about a 93-day Indian Ocean cruise on Wednesday, the 20th of August. She will continue her account of this cruise on Wednesday, the 15th of October. And Mark says our September session is scheduled for between 3 and 4 on Wednesday the 17th of September, where Keith Sinclair will give a further account of his travels in the United Arab Emirates, following on from his talk on the 16th of July. Other travels discussed in previous weeks have included Kerala, I think that's how you pronounce it, by David Tompkins on the 18th of June, and my own South Africa garden route on the 21st of May. Mark says, I would be delighted if anyone were to come forward with a topic for the 19th of November session. If no other speaker is available, I will talk about some Greek island experiences, particularly the shortcomings of Santorini and the attractions of Naxos, Corfu Town and Paxos. If anybody would like to reserve a place in our programme this year or next year to talk about a city, country or region which they have visited, please contact me on Mark Stein. I'll spell that MarkStein, all one word and lowercase, followed by the number 2010 at live.co.uk. That's live.co.uk. We have quite a few potential groups. That is, groups where people have indicated their interest, but so far we haven't really got enough members to gather them together and start the group off properly. There's quite a long list, so this is the list that you might be interested in. The first one's called About Whiskey. And then there's Black History. And then there's potential groups for French beginners, German, Italian beginners, and Portuguese and Spanish. The next potential group in the list is map reading. Now, we have got quite a few members ready to do this, so hopefully that will be coming online soon. And then we've got something called the Neville Shute novels, and then we've opera appreciation, and then presentation skills, and the last one, tennis news. So if you're interested in any of those potential groups, just join in via the Beacon Members portal. And there's a notice about Coffee and Conversation meetings coming up next. So on the 25th of September at 3 p.m, which is a Thursday, the opening for this session is opening conversation is all things jam and jamming. And the next one, which is on the Monday the 6th of October at 10 a.m. And the opener is lowering the voting age. And we've got some news from the Recorder Group, which is headed The IGO Recorders Go Face to Face in Lichfield. The group leader has given us a piece about this. Some of the people in IGO Intermediate Recorders Group have occasionally met in Lichfield to play the recorder in an in-person group. Recently, a few of us met again in Lichfield, but this time we joined a playing day arranged by the Nuneaton branch of the Society of Recorder Players. This meant that we played in a much larger group with a rather superior conductor, Helen Hooker. We may have found it challenging at times and perhaps tiring, but we were glad we went. Helen started and finished with two gentle pieces. Firstly, Thomas Tallis, O Nata Lux de Lumine, and then a Bach, Jesus mein Freud. In between, we played music covering several centuries and a wide range of styles. We played a contemporary piece by Stephen Marshall, and Helen had taken some photographs. Steve had made paintings based on them, then written poems based on the paintings, and music based on the poems. We also played Steve's arrangement of Gustav Holst's Brook Green Suite. Holst wrote this suite for a school junior orchestra, and Helen commented that they must have been very good. We did our best. We played a fantasia by an Englishman, John Cooper, who decided to be fashionable and call himself Giovanni Coperiano. I don't think I've said that right. We played a symphony by William Boyce. It was interesting to play and, fortunately, much shorter than the later symphonies. IGO players either live in Lichfield or stayed the night before in a hotel. That, of course, was a good excuse to meet for a meal in a local Italian restaurant, which you can't do online. All in all, it was a very enjoyable experience, and that was a piece by Peter Stevenson, our IGO group leader for the Recorder Group. And just shows you, even though members of the groups online are scattered across the UK, occasionally there are attempts to meet up face to face. Now, the next piece is about writing. So all those writing enthusiasts out there, have a listen. Could you write a piece for Wikipedia about your IGO group, or indeed about any other subject for which you have an abiding interest? Why not join our group on IGO called Editing Wikipedia Pages? Here's what Wiki says about IGO already in the section on the UK U3A. They say, Interest Groups Online, abbreviated as IGO, is an online U3A community that gives people the opportunity to join groups, talks and courses from the comfort of their home. In the same way as a U3A, the activities are run by members and are a great way to meet people from across all the U3A movement. If this strikes a chord with you, why not contact Catherine for more information about writing and editing for Wikipedia. And you can email Catherine at catherine.wykes, W-Y-K-E-S, or one word, catherine.wykes at u3a.org.uk.